just a fresh slate, and that makes me happy.
I'm glad. We'll see what the two top laners are going for. We've been getting a lot of AD.
Which has leveled this matchup pretty much, nearly identical health bars, but keep in mind 369 can just throw it out at any point, and there he goes with the Death Realm, pops the Ignite on top. Barrier used by Sauce. He's under his own turret. 369 couldn't give less of a damn as it comes in. It's only a matter of time before 369 calls the bluff, hits the R button, doesn't hit the claw. He's still holding the ult there, throws it down. Already has Sasa far too low, and even with the Spear of Jojo, this thing wasn't even close. 369 gonna grab himself and top esports side selection for our matchup.
I'm glad. He's gonna pick up the Azir, okay.
They needed a reliable damage source that can churn out into the later phase, right? You can't really rely on Ashe for too long. Outside of that, you don't get much of that later game consistent DPS. Back off here and play the mid wave.
Oh man, that kind of, I was gonna say maybe there is an angle, but because 369 got some early time in top lane by himself, he actually hits level 6 a little bit before Sasa, which he's leaning on the bottom side of his lane, so he won't even pretend to be able to feign towards this. I think Sasa's in a bad spot, has flash and ultimate. Let's see what he can do.
369 likes his spot.
What
What's
the?
going on top side? Arrows will land on 369 in one side of the picture as we watch Sasa just drop. Jackie Love juggles the turret aggro pretty well. YCX nearly drops the 369 himself. They have to bring Climber in for help, but this dive is looking sketchier and sketchier. No mana on the Ashe. 369 flashing wants YCX's number, but is rudely interrupted. However, big win for top esports, grabbing the turret as well as XQW. That's not where your Sand Soldier's got to go, my friend.
Ah, man. Everything, I think, in a small bit of time goes wrong there for LGD. And TES, really great job of being able to execute not only 369 on a side lane by himself, showing some of that prowess in the 1v3, but top lane, Sasa ends up missing too many abilities. And while they don't, they'll eventually get this turret for the bottom lane. They were not able to get anywhere near the amount they wanted for the trade. And I mean, look, now you've got Kalista with a little bit.
I think 369 was just stunned. Like
he got the input cancel. He's like, he flashed forward. He's like, maybe they'll make an entrance after. The big naturals here coming in for LGD as they fight around the grubs. XQW almost gets caught.
Cream gets a shockwave onto Climber. There is the hostile takeover. Only going to find Climber as well as he chunks 2 ultimates away from top esports. 369. Enhanced shockwave comes down, but still the grubs in control of the youngsters here so far. Smite away Climber onto a second one. XQW trying to stretch the fight out with a 1v1.
Look at Cream
he has
now.
to flash himself back to safety.
Oh, wait a minute.
The face call nearly finds him. The handshake does over the wall, but LGD are still safe, and they're likely going to find this third grub, but it's stolen away by Kanavi as he goes into the Ragnarok to bail out. How much longer can it save him? Not long enough as YCX finds 2 on the backside with the encore, and LGD step up. Xiaoya flashes forward for a volley slow heal onto Jackie Love, desperately trying to save him. He has to burn the flash next, but LGD, they're still on the hunt. They want the move speed. They've got the Ashlows, and they're picking them off one by one. Head shake down from Chris.
Oh my god.
Xiaoya, slow lands for YCX max distance. The volley's going to find
they're TPing for this. They're going to kill him.
It's just Cream and Jackie Love, but you called it all. The flank is out. There's nowhere to hide for top esports. It may not have been all at once, but LGD are going to find 5 kills. Jackie Love falls, and I misspoke. How did
all 3 mid here from LGD? They want to get focus on this dragon. They know that every single epic monster spawn now is going to be a fight, and they find Kanavi.
Oh, but there's the Ragnarok shockwave delivery, but it's not enough. Kanavi now starting to see the door, not just creak open, start to swing open here for LGD as they're really finding their tempo.
They still need to be able to find 2 more. If they don't grab this objective, the feats of strength, I think it's going to be fine to give over. It's potentially the fight afterwards that I'm looking for. Mid-turret, guys.
On to Ragnarok. Mid-turret is being hounded, but here comes Kanavi. Pops the Ragnarok, has the speed up boost behind him. Minions are dropping under the wave as Sasa takes a couple of turret shots, and the old Ragnarok call protects that turret. And look what 369's cooking up topside.
Great job from TES right there. They lose very minimal for that. They don't even lose the mid-tier 1 in this entire time. 4 grubs, 369's able to be here. He's probably just going to have to take this turret and leave as XQW and Sasa are going to find him here. What else can TES get on the map? Because the amount of time it takes for them to kill 369, they lose push in mid, and all this time...
Gold, as I say that, though, Jackie Love gets chunked pretty low, and even without grubs, LGD will silence him.
They can actually just make a play on whoever teleports here. Ashe ultimate goes in.
They've got XQW teleporting off to the side. Turret is going to drop. Sasu's going to fly in, but his health bar is far too low. Kanavi pops the Ragnarok. Good handshake from Chris. Is going to set up the shockwave for Cream. Down goes the front line.
They're just too late now. They're too busy kind of pushing out this mid wave. They're feigning access towards top lane, mostly to just probably clear this, clear most of these waves, especially that top lane wave. Right in the teleport out from Cream. JackeyLove walks in blind.
Flashes after JackeyLove, gets it done with the Sand Soldiers. That's why.
Let's see what ultimates are available.
Cream Bolt up, Ragnarok available, hostile takeover as well with the Fates call. Top Esports, if they want in, they can force their way through, but it's Sasu that's trying to delay them and just annihilates
Kanavi's down.
He can even click R. Shockwave comes through, but just a little too late and without enough damage. And Xiaoya is stepping up, trying to push the rest of the top.
Ragnarok not using there, not going to really change all that much. And most of what we're talking about now is the side lanes, right? Like, how much can they actually leverage the grubs and how strong this Jace is going to be? It's funny because we look at this Jace, 0 and 3, Muramana completed. Oh, they make the play in the mid. Wait, they're still out of cons.
XQW! Where did he fly in? Was that a trap door or something? He finds JackeyLove and Cream with one Emperor's Divide, turns the Sand Soldiers, gets Chris down before his revive comes across. Kanavi throwing hands, 1v1 with his jungler, Climber with a good flash, back towards his support. Ragnarok runs out, and YCX says, come hither, down to the gray screen. LG came to play in game 1.
And even during all of that, look at how the map has just completely been torn apart here. 369 got another turret in the bottom lane. Sasa was pushing on this top tier 1. Can 369 escape? He's got not a lot of mana. And yeah, it looks like LGD are going to collapse.
Climber, all three of these members of LGD, they have a revive, so they don't even give over a full kill to 369, who tries desperately to find at least one, but it's Xiaoya finds his 5th.
Linking up for the rest of the team. They want to go for Baron. They recognize Dragon does not matter in this game, at least not at this moment. Climber!
That's a big blast cone to take. Kanavi forced to throw the Ragnarok down. Hostile takeover does grab a couple key members there for Chris, but they get Kanavi down first. Climber does get out, but XQW gets quartered by 369. It's
Sasa, no!
He's swinging for JackeyLove, but he swings at absolute dirt. It's going to have to be the marksman. The range of the enchanters on the backside is all just burned through the Baron. They're not doing a great job on it, though. It's still dark in the pit, but you're losing your health bars. Climber's going to go in. He's going to drop the aggro. They get the Orgiana combo on the back end. What happened? Kanavi, he stays up. It's Sasa to fly in to find the kill, but it's the Seer doing all the work for XQW. The kills drop. The Scream shuffle is beautiful for W. Baron secured in 4 kills. LGD just can't stop swinging.
LGD are going to end up on top this game. It's 19-7, and they win the Baron. Climber calls his shot. He says, I'm just going to do this, Baron. Let my team win the fight. And now they just completely rip apart TES, and they'll grab the Dragon as well.
Holy cow. 5-1 in XQW's Azir. Not disappointing any regards. And look at that.
Yeah, it feels bad because now TS, they can never split push all of the goodwill that Jace was able to buy. Wait a minute.
What are we doing, Climber? He just threw his enemy jungler into his team. The biggest blunder of this entire game comes from Climber. That is the most treacherous blast cone I have seen in the LPL this year. Immediately, that's TES. 3 kills. Sasa's under the tier 2 turret. Make it a 4th. This game just got...
You have Azir and this Ashe, but she's dealing no damage to it.
Xiaoya is much more confident going for these arrows. Kanavi's just going to gobble that one up. Baron below 6,000 HP, but they've sectioned off Xiaoya on the side. 369, he's got good eats going for this 1v1. Shockwave's going to only find
XQW, no!
In the paint, but they've left Climber and Sasa. LGD split up far too much, and look what Top Esports is going to make it cost them. Absolutely everything. An ace from the Ashes.
Cream?
What a swing in this game. Top Esports back on top.
They lose the Baron, but they might just have enough to end the game here. No, they've got too many winning. They don't have enough minions here. They don't have a teleport either. They have grubs. Maybe they're willing to sacrifice a lot of Kanavi's HP bar. Let's see if they can make the dash. I mean, 15 seconds before YCX. Maybe this is the game for LGD.
YCX up in 10 seconds. But the main carries are much further behind. They've got the grubs to help. On to the Nexus turrets. Everyone staring at those death timers, but it looks too little too late, and it's going to cement in one of the biggest throws of the LPL split. A blast cone might have just saved Top Esports from going down the series as they move to 1-0.
Gauntlet thrown at the very beginning of the season as we wait for what JackeyLove is going to be picking, the Ezreal. So notoriously very difficult to get on top of, but I think a lot of CC, and I think this Lulu gets so much value this game. YCX really flexing the enchanters versus
the timing on here could be a bit awkward with Climber rocking up.
Cream can move over. Climber's going to come into this, but already half HP. Got a lot of damage from this Vi, and XUW is almost dead here. This is basically unplayable.
Yep, there he's gonna have to surrender so many of these camps. I mean, nobody can really come and help him. That was, man, Climber in these blast cones, man. He just hit that one and go straight up, and oh boy, now Kanavi's still on the hunt here. Vaultbreaker gonna land through.
That's a kill.
Couple more autos. The PM flash. Climber, no.
And maybe it just goes from bad to worse here. 369, maybe he gets the solo kill here. 369 does have the flash. Leap strike.
Pop. W. There we go. All right. Sasa gets his one through these grubs. Find themselves the first monster slaying feat of the game here.
Okay, nice. I mean, that's good.
All right.
You take those as LGD. Great job of being able to survive in mid, and Cream maybe over-expecting how much damage the rest of him and his team would be able to do. Coming back up, but I think would relieve a lot of pressure here for 369. And look what's happening in the bottom side. LGD, their bottom lane's trying to push up. 369, can he find it with Kanavi?
He's got Mega coming up. This time going to flash over the flash from Sasso to get the slam into the wall. Does go down to about 1 HP before the cease and desist gets the kill. Canceled out of his recall, but don't think TES can really stop this Drake take with Kanavi just now arriving to the scene. And the first
find Cream under this turret, although the wave's going to be gone by the time Sejuani gets here, so I think really Climber's a bit lost on the map right now. He doesn't have very many camps to do. He's going to try and get some vision on the bottom side of the map, but that announcement, your team is resetting. You're the only play on the map now.
He already died to this gank earlier, commits the flash, cease and desist to follow. 369 going to tick over to the Gnar bar, look for the stuns, doesn't get the W, might not even need the ult, but does it for extra.
Pick up an epic monster, but they just lose it straight up. So again, 14.5 minutes here. TS will be getting upgraded boots for themselves, while LGD just trade for a second dragon.
This is the big focal point that we saw from game one. The mid-game macro decision-making from Top Esports was really what kept them in despite such stark team fight difference.
Kanavi's a full level over him. He could even start to be an entire full level over him as well.
There we go. Unsealed, Glacial Prison, right on cue. He did so well in game 3 was every time Top Esports were suffering difficult fight losses, he was finding those outside turrets to boost their gold back up. But we might see XUW get his revenge from Cream here. Tons of damage from that roar. Flash Vaultbreaker for Kanavi. He wants this kill. He's got that instinct in him on his Vi. And this teleport comes through whether you like it or not, Sasa, but he has Climber to back up this time around. Kanavi trying to hop out. Flash forward for Climber to secure the knockup into the stun combination, but it's Chris to save him with the quickness and knockup. Kanavi survives, and the turn comes out. Sasa gets cornered in the alcove. Cream tries to dish the damage out. Good dodges at first, but the turn completed. Kanavi survives, and it's not just Sasa that's going down. It's even more. It's Christmas now for Top Esports as they find all the presents under the tree to the tune of 3 kills.
LGD, it's a Pyrrhic victory. They'll grab a mid lane tier 1, but no ult from XQW means that now they have to invest the teleports from their solo lanes, the flash out from both Climber. I mean, like, it just feels bad. They'll even lose the Rift Herald on top of that. Maybe even a top tier 2 as we see Crisp and 369 hitting on this turret. A great collapse from TES. Explodes the goal lead in their favor.
They even answered the tier 2 turrets. They grabbed that top side one, and Kanavi is just running this game. Already got the black ball. This could be the flank of dreams. Completely in the dark right now by LGD. XUW, word to the wiser, hops over the wall. Now Chris has to use the quickness to get out of there. Gets polymorph, but is able to dash back to safety. True shot barrage from Jackie Love. Does force all of LGD back. Huge between worlds from Cream. He's looking for the killing blow. Fate and Seal from XUW does not get him out away from the damage. Climber has to be boosted up by YCX. It's TES, even when they're late to the party, still being the belle of the ball.
I just think that LGD are playing with no confidence here. They're not. They get the dragon. They'll be able to kill XQW on the way out. They'll take the Otacon as well. TS might just be getting served up a free 3-0 after getting pushed in game 1. He's not even looking for look, we're using Yoneo to get out of these plays. That's it. All you need to do from TS is just leave. No one else is here.
Nobody else. They're going to catch Crisp, though. Does have the
All
revive.
right.
They have enough damage to grab that one. Knockup found onto Kareem from XQW, but can use the Between Worlds to get himself to safety. Still some gold, but not as much as you'd like, and the wave states in the other
Now we
lanes
just
are
lose
just
mid.
so rough. Yeah.
This is tough, man. Like, LGD now just get run across the map. This is some of the errors of a team that comes down or comes up from the LDL. Take whatever objectives they want because LGD never actually pressed the issue on them.
Well, Climber maybe trying to defend his turret here.
Like,
but
what
yeah,
is
he's on the back
this?
foot, and they're just allowing Cream to chunk them. They're just gonna let this tier 2 fall. They're once again clicking back towards their fountain and letting Top Esports take whatever they want. They've shaped up pretty well in this second game, just completely commanding the map. The one win con that was really burgeoning for LGD was that Mountain Soul stacking. It's now been completely neutralized as that Drake falls to Kanavi almost all alone. Drakes are evened up. They've lost every turret outside of their base, and Baron now on the Rift. Top Esports, it's one of the most simple plays in League they can go for now. They can look for picks or force them to come party at Baron, but Kanavi's looking for the killer blow to catch off Xiaoya, gets the Featherstorm out first, then puts the Cease and Desist down the Between Worlds from Cream right on time, and this is the TES we needed going up into the playoffs. They are just executing LGD across the board right now.
Xiaoya yet again gets caught in TES. They say, thank you very much. We asked you if we could have your base, and LGD delivered to them on a silver platter. They're going to bust open this base. It's going to be XQW to make a miracle.
And that miracle is all imaginary. Dropped in an instant. Baron not even needed. This one going to be done and dusted way before we can reach 30 minutes. Top Esports went from a Blast Cone savior to the juggernauts expected they needed to be heading into these playoffs. And they're up 2-0 looking for the killer blow against LGD.
Match
is a real annoying issue for Annihilus to deal with. Volatile lane finally for LGD. Engaged champion comes for YCX. Maybe this is
on the top side. Kanavi getting spotted on this ward is so good because maybe that would have opened up a play. Xiaoya and YCX.
How did that dredge line land? YCX
Let's
will
go!
take it. One more axe. The passive from Draven. Adoration cashed in for first blood. Xiaoya gets all the gold in the world. Kanavi does show up here. We'll be able to trade Xiaoya as he's just too far up without any summoners. So a couple chucks of the spear will find the kill back, but still, knowing Draven's passive, big. I like it without the Jackie Love summoners. Climber waiting for XQW to come up. Dredgeline not going to land. They're going to get the loot on the Jackie Love. Teleport's coming in to try and save them. Jackie's going to go down. YCX be traded. And in comes the reinforcements. Kanavi's going to cut off Climber to find one kill. Xiaoya in the 1v1 with a world-ended buff 369. And the dive maybe got Jackie Love.
Kill, and that'll be a lot of gold that's taken out from Jackie Love's pockets. But, I mean, while the gold is even between our 280 carries, it's a grub taken here for down half a level versus his counterpart. So they need to dive on the 369.
Yep, doesn't have a one under for the big heal, so he'll fall. Dive trying to go on the other side for Top Esports.
This could be good, though.
Hits the wall, so he gets thrown into his revenge for that blue buff he lost earlier. And he could tell.
Thanks, man. I'll trade one buff camp for all of your jungle camps. Worthwhile. They're not really going to be able to catch up, at least naturally. So maybe in this grub fight we'll be able to see from LGD. They get one grub. Okay, so there's not the feats of warfare, or the feats of strength for epic monsters at least.
Oh, Dredge
what the?
Land on the 369. Don't know how that hook landed, but he doesn't get the world ender off. So the Dredge line results in a kill. Sasa going to be traded back out. Here's the big cyclone coming through though for Climber. Can
Xiaoya!
No, it's Xiaoya in the 1v1 does get those adoration stacks over the wall. They find the
big point of hurt for TES as this game went on, and that's going to continue to be the case. They're not behind the curve in any meaningful way.
Maybe only in grub count.
True.
Kanavi gets back towards the pit and does get themselves Void Might. So 5-1 split. A little less inevitable in this one. But hey, there's Climber to grab the dragon.
Be able to find some fights before them to destabilize the map and get some summoner spell advantages.
Might have a fight.
There we go.
Top side route from XQW sets up the dredge line onto Chris. Gonna have his health bar burn through the spiraling despair. Gets a lot of work onto YCX. But XQW's just zoning Cream off all on his own. Kanavi goes in for the killing blow, but that might just be a one-way ticket.
Whoa!
Goes up for 2 kills. Kanavi's Nidalee cooking here when nobody.
Beforehand, And now the Rift Herald being started by this AD carry. Draven's got to be so careful as both of his summoner spells up and a lot of Draven stacks.
Oh, there's the poke. YCX down way below 50% HP. Sasa teleporting in just to give enough range for LGD to secure the Herald. But these piercing arrows are starting to hurt here. The spears as well. They'll get the objective. But that big fight key difference you talked about, Alk, is top esports making the health bars a lot healthier before any fight can break out on their end with their range. And
we're getting to see some of, the side laning that we had talked about later or earlier in the series. Whenever they're cross-mapping, 369 and TES have been doing a really good job of making sure that they're getting other things, items we were talking about. Xiaoya is almost done with getting an Infinity Edge here, which is going to be very, very good. And then you just play for mid-tier 1, honestly.
At the very least, yeah, just trade this out. Dragon's already down, though, so top esports can swing Serpent's Fang game.
Yep. And we'll see how much he's able to do, but again, we talked about it. He still needs to be able to buy a Muramana here, so once he's done traps here.
Speaking of traps, they're setting one on to Chris, who already had to use the Fairman, so he gets dismounted. XQW tried to turn out all the damage he can.
Whoa, 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 whoa! There it is!
Because he gets the whirling death for Xiaoya, and the Adoration cash-in is alive and well.
Oh, wait a minute, here comes the re-engage!
They found Kanavi, what a hook from YCX! This guy's doing it all on his pad to Nautilus. Down goes the jungler. 369 trying to cut off Sasa's retreat, but Udyr, this guy just ignores damage. He doesn't care about his health bar, it never depletes. And LGD get out with 2 clutch kills on the team fight.
And if they want out, they could just use the Realm Warp. But now it is 2 members down here for TES and an Otacon started. I think this might be dangerous. It's on to how Sasa can keep them out from this bush. But you've already lost geography here. Can they get this objective?
There's no World Ender. Jackie Love, Chains of Corruption. They're just going to have to give this.
You get the execute if it's below Draven stacks. And we're back to live. Chris is caught again.
Yeah, we're back to YCX's Nautilus. Chris trying to kite back, does get a big stun. Decent damage from Jackie Love, but there's revive into those classic Aatrox fight stances that you like. And it's really just helping LGD push the tempo, but more, it might just be a catch on to XQW of all people. He does get the revive, drops through. Krymer hunting for a kill onto Chris. He's got his own revive as well for the next 25 seconds. So there won't be any shutdowns cashed in for top esports, just a classic 400 gold with 369 slamming down on that.
You know that you lose access of mid, Sasa just shows, so good job from LGD, keeping the game pace, making sure that they're able to stay relevant, taking objectives where they can, and TS unable to advance the game state right now.
Comfort zone, looking for these turrets.
He's got level 16 now as well, so maybe here with Crisp if they can make this play. Okay, a lot of damage onto him. Oh my god, the phase rush, dude.
Chains of Corruption went wide because of that phase rush. Crushing Maw doesn't land. It has to be a flash from Chris, but they do end up getting XQW.
28 minutes. They'll try to grab this top tier one with the 5 grubs that they have. But, I mean, all it is gold in their back pocket. Okay.
Great flash from Cream. Doesn't even get knocked up. Teleport coming through for 669. Kanavi trying to push the tempo. Xiaoya, though, in a safe spot.
Xiaoya or even Climber on a side lane. That'll really open up the scene. Maybe YCX is the play.
But they're walking into a flank here. XQW's going to flash over the wall to root Cream in place, excuse me, as Jackie Love is just getting bopped by Xiaoya. Down goes Cream, and now Chris is on the wrong side of the fight, and it's 2 huge. Still, though, the health bar's going down. Ooh, Xiaoya ate a huge spear at max range. Back down way below half HP. XQW called the side by 369, but in goes Sasa with Climber to get the knockups. They've got Jackie Love pinned with a great dredge line from YCX, and TES is now on the back foot, but Kanavi wants to go back in. Too bad Sasa just doesn't take damage. He eats candy at the shop. Kanavi into the stasis. 369 doesn't have access to that World Ender.
Wait, Cream's here. Where's Xiaoya?
Looking for the turn. 369 is looking for the big sweet spots on the Qs. Can he find another one on the Climber? Yes, he roots him up into a spear from Kanavi. The severing bolt from downtown sends Xiaoya and XQW to the wayside. Somehow, top esports, after dropping 2 straight picks, don't drop the Baron, and they're going to clean all house on the side. Down goes Sasa. 3 kills back to top esports. It's another disaster for LGD in the late game.
No, they overstay and overplay their hand. It's also Hextech map, so you get right back out into the map as soon as possible. 18 seconds before Climber is up. YCX is only just now respawning, but it's up to the AD carry in mid lane of LGD to make good.
Oh yeah? He cleanses the fear, eats a spiraling
He's
despair.
gliding!
In goes Kanavi, great flashback. Xiaoya gets the huge spears. What a double kill. He still has more space to run, but here comes 369 with
that for this next fight, so maybe that's a way for TES to find access onto the back line.
Oh,
Whoa,
Climber takes the
Climber!
realm warp into the back line. He wants Cream. He's going to get him, but where's the rest of the damage? Cream gets a Smiling Despair out, but it's too late. Crisp and Cream. Their health bars are bigger than their opponents, and you can see it starting to manifest with YCX. He's knocked out of the fight. XQW goes to the stasis to avoid the crash down. 369 pops the World Ender, but he's getting chunked by Xiaoya's damage. The Draven's starting to cook, and look at all the work Climber does on the front side. But 369 hops over the wall, gets a reset, gets a heal. The realm warp has to take the carries out as Sasa dropped next. This time round,
Climber and Sasa was great, but XQW had to zonies immediately. He was an irrelevant team fighter, and those were summoner spells now gone from this Rise.
Spears, arrows, and Hui damage to create space. YCX trying to find a flank, can't get to it, and we might just 50-50 this Dragon, but it's Climber to secure it, gets the Hextech Soul, and now Top Esports are on the back foot. Well, we're back in the backline for XQW, but he's got no friends with him. He's all alone. He's going to pay the piper. Double kill over to Jackie Love as he sent YCX to the great screen on the backside. Soul's going to cost LGD about quadra% what they got out of it.
XQW, I think those lights are just a little too bright as he sends himself to the gray screen. And now TES are going to be able to break open this mid turret.
Holy moly, that
they still have Baron,
ludicrous.
man. Oh,
they
God,
go for it.
So
They've got the grubs. Top Esports, 5 strong. They're looking for the knockout blow. YCX spawns in 5 seconds, but XQW is a whole half a minute out from being able to get here. Climber goes in with the Cyclone trying to get the knockups, but there's not enough damage. Climber goes down. They trade out Chris, and they have
There it is.
Sasa picks up the first kill. Jackie Love tried to step up, but he can't burn through Sasa's health bar. He's surviving so long. Finally, he falls. Xiaoya is off to the wrong side of the fight here, trying to heal off the minions, but 369 smells blood in the water, gets the knockup.
Wait a minute, he's doing a Xiaoya!
The whirling death nearly finds 3. It's a big stasis.
It's a miracle that they're able to win this game off of one team fight. They'd have to do it 3 more times afterwards if they want to be able to win. Chris finds engage on XQW.
They get XQW, goes to the stasis, but he's got no one with him. He's going to fall no matter what, even through all of the shielding. Down goes XQW, but it's got to be Xiaoya on the backside of the fight. Clamber's far too low, and 369 is zoning away the prized AD carry. The pick on XQW this time should be enough to send a staple org of the LPL to the playoffs. There's the route. One more big Q from 369. Give him the
it's
just not enough. It's Xiaoya again, but it's just not going to do it. There's everybody else dropped off the map. Xiaoya tried all he could to keep LGD in the LPL split, but it's going to come up just short in the nick of time. Nexus turret's next, inhibitor to fall. There's nothing he and LGD can do but watch their split end to the might of Top Esports.
Can the back be stopped? That's gonna be it. LGD are out. Oh, man.
It's a 3-0 for Top Esports. But outside of Game 2, it felt as close as you can get in the series. Welcome everybody back as we jump right in to our group draw, not group draw. Draw out of groups for our playoff teams. We're jumping right into it. Here we go. Balls are turning in the cup.
Okay, and this is really important. These are our first round matchups in the top side of the bracket. These are the teams that will have access to double elimination here. Thunder Talk get drawn first, which I'm assuming we're probably all just gonna draw them like in a row. I don't know if there's really any can't really have any cross group representation or anything that looks like an NIP. Oh my god. NIP TT is our first playoff match. Oh my god. Oh wait, no. Oh, let's
go. Wait, what? Why can't they match up?
I don't know. They're probably just doing, it's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It's okay. It's okay. Wait, so my prediction, I remember I made a fake bracket yesterday.
You made the fake bracket,
Anyone's legends need to be drawn right here. No!
Oh, right.
All right, well, all right. Take me off the broadcast, guys. It's fine. So we know the last matchup, but real quick, Slayer, TT versus JDG. How are we feeling?
I mean, for Thunder Talk, I continue to think after the BLG series that they've established such an identity that if they can stick to their identity and they keep that confidence, they can be dangerous versus anybody, but they're also playing a team that really woke up when it mattered most in JDG. And
Paze,
I mean, you're the
Paze looks
KDG
like
guy.
he's the GOAT, man. Paze looks like the GOAT
yeah.
right now, bro. It does not matter if Scout is running him down. That could be a really fun matchup. I think bot lane already sticking out to me. And real quick before we move on, that NIP versus Anyone's Legend series. Woo! Shanks versus Doinby. I'm ready for it. We get our first matches.
Oh boy.
Bottom of the
bad.
bracket. These are the
Big bad
single
already drawn.
elim. You already have BLG.
All right, so the next one is gonna dodge BLG. So if you're
Yeah.
IGTS or Weibo, you want this to be your team right here to dodge the worst pick, and it's gonna be Top Esports that just grabbed playoffs. They're gonna dodge BLG on the other side of the lower bracket.
Okay, for fan count, I'm gonna ask, please, BLG IG. I don't care about it. Come on, give it to me.
I want Weibo. Weibo.
No!
BLG Weibo. Let's go.
No, I didn't want Nova to think about it, bro. Knight versus
Xiaohu again.
Fine. Dude, imagine IG with Rookie at the Shy versus BLG, and they beat them at Worlds 2022 or 2023. Oh, we could have had it again. It's okay, whatever, man. It's IG versus TS, still very hype, and that's going to be our playoff bracket. These 4 teams are going to be playing with a single life in playoffs, and if BLG in particular want to make it to first stand, they need to win 5 best-of-5s in a row.
For the 2-time champs. What a road. I mean,
Light work.
light work, easy.
You couldn't really connect it, but here I think this is a really good pick-me-up for a TES team that we're looking to at least go far, and who knows, maybe with the changes in their roster from last year that they'll be able to kind of push a little bit further than they did. Although, hey man, making all the internationals in a year, making top 8, pretty good for the most part.
Yeah, the sentiment coming out of this is it was far from easy. It didn't look as clean as Top Esports would want to, but they're in. And while they're not going to get the nice double elimination to play through, and well, we'll see with the draw show that I guess we're actually going to get to do at the end of this night, how rough the road is going to be. But they're in. That's the prevailing thought after the series closes out.
Exactly. For everybody at home, if you're wondering, oh, I can turn off the stream, you could if you really wanted to. I can't stop you. But we will have the draw show for the playoffs directly after this. So we're going to be waiting to see what player the game is. We're going to take a short break for ourselves once that comes up. But then we're going to have the draw to see who is in for playoffs. And honestly, if you didn't check the schedule, honestly, it is really rough. We're going to be taking a break after today. We'll come back on the 22nd, and then we're playing 2 best-of-5s every day for 3 days straight. From the 22nd through the 24th, we're having 2 best-of-5s back-to-back every single day, which is going to be a really big monumental task, especially for all of the volunteers here on the program.
Yeah, pray for us here. If you thought sleep schedules were bad then, they're about to get worse, but it's because the LPL matchups are getting tantalizing. We're going to look at these endgame stats here, and, you know, I know Jackie Love ends with 50K. It's not hard to get high damage numbers when you're playing a poke champion into a decent front line. It's Xiaoya here that really shined. And look at that gold graph. I mean, if you didn't watch the game and I only showed you that gold graph, you should know it was a banger.
Yeah, exactly. Got to be thinking about MVPs, man. I know we saw that Kareem was getting a lot of love from popular vote. I don't know how you're feeling. I know I've kind of tainted your mind with all the 369 love, but how are you feeling?
I feel like Crisp is a sneaky... No, he got caught way too much in the mid-game. I think it's a tough spot. A lot of early... You know, there was a lot of good early power from Kanavi. I think this literally was getting a ton of work done in the early game, but like most Italy's can find, you can falter in the team fighting.
Okay, that was not his fault. His support literally ran it down for like a 3-minute span and made the game tough. So
and then Jackie Love, if you're looking at the stats here, I mean, he tops the damage charts. He ends with a pretty awesome stat line as well. They didn't give a Jackie Love MVP in the series yet. If you want to play towards the fans, that's always a safe vote in the LPL.
Please. He didn't do much. They got 2v2 killed. They had jungle assistance. Just give it to Kanavi,
the more I talk, the more
give it over to 369.
Yeah, the more I talk, I feel like it's a 369 angle.
They're probably not going to give it to 369 because, like, he's playing Aatrox, and there wasn't like a bin Aatrox moment where he like just completely tears apart a team fight, but like you gotta, I think holistically with how he played throughout the season, without how the split, sorry, the series, and then you just think of like all of the games he's played in general. I think that this is a really strong showing from him, especially on a couple of champions that we know him for, especially the Gnar and the Aatrox.
Without a doubt. And
I need to kidnap my
fights
cat.
that
Continue.
The fights, okay, the fights that matter most. It was 369, the 369's Aatrox that was doing the work here. Unfortunately, this highlight package is marred by what's really going to hurt LGD when they look to go back at the tape, especially in games 1 and 3. There's no sugarcoating it. They really shot themselves in the foot in a couple of these big fights.
I think it's so exciting for LGD. I know that mistakes tend to kind of harbor a lot of negative feelings, and you can obviously get down and really hard on yourself for what you've done in the past, but I think about the first 15 minutes of this game, of Game 1. I think of some of the exciting prospects that we've had here for LGD, and a fight like this, Xiaoya and YCX, both of them together, I think can show a lot more in a split 2 where you're playing against teams that are more alongside your caliber. And I mean, you got more exciting teams to play against as well. Like, yes, you're an expected underdog going against TES, and the scoreline won't show it, but there are a lot of close games here, and that just means that split 2 against teams you're closer in, we're going to get banger series between those guys. Imagine like a RNG versus LGD, and that series might actually mean something, and that hasn't occurred in like a couple years now.
Or like a LGD Thunder Talk series, right? Let's see like the two real fun young rosters.
Yeah, well now that they're first seed, depending on how far they end, they'll actually be in the group 1 for the season.
True.
So they'll be playing against other top dogs, and maybe that'll test whether or not Thunder Talk are the real deal.
Yeah. Well, Navi is the real deal in the MVP conversation. He goes back-to-back, 2 of his 3 MVPs of the split, coming in this 3-0 series for Top Esports. I can respect it. Stat line looks great, and he was really commanding the early game here to make sure that Top Esports didn't fall too far behind when LGD started really roaring.
30% of his team's damage as well, as in Italy. Pretty impressive, especially for what was a pretty strong early game now. Aside from that, that's kind of the series over. I don't know if I feel like we should be taking a break after this one. We're going to send it to a quick break, everybody, and when we're back, we're going to have the draw show for playoffs. So please stay tuned, and we'll be right back.